Maren McCoy, she wrote a story about the ice storm at Elon during her time there. This story is going to be read by my friend Peter Kinkade. He's going to read it, and it tells a lot about a place up in Maine that did kids wrong, that abused kids, and that was just flat out wrong. And this story needs to be told, and it touched me, it touched my heart, and obviously it had to for me to be going through this. So I want my friend here and my partner, Peter, to read it to everyone. Here you go, Peter. I appreciate that very much.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'd love to. In 1997, there was a horrible ice storm in Maine. I was a brand new resident when this happened. Trees are down everywhere, and our school was so far away from civilization that some of the staff got trapped on the compound. Other staff could not make it in. There was no power and no heat. There was no running water, no flushing toilets, no way to wash your hands, no way to brush your teeth. Now, instead of trying to do something to get us out of these conditions, such as get us somewhere where we could get some fresh water or heat, all they did was send us up to the annex to get all the soiled linen so that we could pile up soiled comforters on our bodies to stay warm. We were forced into staying in bed all day long for several days because there were no lights, and the staff was so scared that someone was going to try to split during the ice storm. 6 filthy people and 1 SP per dorm room, and we were told to just sit on our beds. I felt I was going crazy. We just sat still, freezing, and all we could do was, quote, relate about women's issues, unquote. Everybody had all their clothes on, hats, gloves, you name it. We weren't even allowed to clean, so anything for meals started piling up. There were dirty dishes everywhere. The real food ran out quickly, and there was no use of the stove in the kitchen or hot water or water at all, so all we had was crazy full of milk that was staying cold by sitting out in the snow, and loaves of bread with peanut butter and bags of potato chips. This is all. Wait for days on end. We had a whole bunch of Kool-Aid powder mix, but no water to make the Kool-Aid, so we started just eating the sugar just to have something different than peanut butter. Everybody was shitting and peeing in the toilet without being able to flush them. So days and days of raw feces was sitting in the toilets, stinking up the entire house. We were all crammed in there without being able to brush your teeth or wash your hands or clean ourselves. After several days of living in those deplorable conditions, they decided to move us all to satellite dorms because they had received a heat generator. We still haven't showered, and we still have no running water or light. So now we were in satellite dorms with heat. They didn't know how to use the generator, so the heater kicked in and boiled up the building up to about 100 degrees. All of the women that I was with hadn't showered in approximately 9 days, and now we were wearing our dirty clothes and sitting in our underwear, sweating to death, with our filthy bodies just sticking to those plastic mattresses like flypaper. The entire time that this went on, we just sat on our beds all day long. Does anybody else remember the ice storm? After like maybe 18 days of that, we finally got us on the bus, and we went to a homeless shelter to take freezing cold showers. The worst part of it, though, had to be the toilets that were filled all the way up to the brim with feces and tampons, and the smell of it was just awful. It was the most degrading, sickening, mind-numbing experience ever. I have never in my life lived in conditions like that, I'm pretty sure the people in third world countries don't live in conditions like that. How horrible. Wow, that's
Thank
incredible.
you, Peter.
Yeah.
I appreciate you reading that.
Oh,
Now, here's the situation here. How do you treat kids like this? How do you people pay to send kids to a place and be treated like that? It's wrong. It's outright wrong. You get humiliated. You get degraded. What comes out of it? Nothing for the kid. This is a 30-year later letter. This is 30 damn years later. It was wrong. You know, and it touched me. It made me mad. I'm sure it make a lot of other people mad. But we ain't gonna let it end here. You lying, you're wrong, and we got you. Thank you, Peter.
Yeah, right.